My name is Ernie Hunt, the president of the Catskill Mountain Railroad. Thank you very much for allowing us the time to speak about our plans for the Catskill Mountain Railroad and the extension that we are working through with the UND Corridor Committee. And the focus of this presentation is going to be mostly on the facility at Basin Road that we want to build at the end of the extended railroad tracks. And this is a rendering that we've done. Give you a feel for how the railroad would look. So you can see the train station on the right, the train, and of course the bicycle trail on the left. And you scroll through, there's a few different views. This is a view from a different angle. But it gives you a little sense of what it's going to look like up there. We felt it was good to do something like this so you could visualize it better. And we believe this is going to be a real addition to the site. And I think it'll be a very handsome station. It replaces the station that was actually torn down in 1967. But anyway, we're planning to build this in conjunction with a local landowner who actually is a Hurley resident. It's going to be the first train station built in over 100 years in Ulster County. And it's just east of Basin Road and Route 28. It'll replace the one that was torn down in 1967, I mentioned a second ago. And it'll be a western terminus for the Catskill Mountains Kingston operation. We bring about 50,000 tourists per year to Ulster County, and they would be brought to this location. And they have an option. Of course, we have the option of going to the Ashokan Rail Trail, but we thought it was important to add a second option for our customers to come up there. We have been studying the trolley service that's been done in the town of Hunter, New York, between Tannersville and Palinville, and I've spoken to the owners and to the manager of that operation, and we think that'd be a very good complement in terms of what to do with the passengers when they get there. If they take the Ashokan Rail Trail, which is great, they could either bike, you can rent a bike, do that, but the local trolley bus service actually allows the customers that we have to actually go to Hurley businesses and spend money. A few other things is that, as we mentioned earlier, it's a safer signaled entrance to the Ashokan Rail Trail than the current one in West Hurley. And we believe it'll be a hub of economic activity that will greatly benefit the towns of Hurley, Woodstock, and Kingston, and will operate year-round. The station will be paid for by the Catskill Mountain Railroad, and NYSDOT, and the local property owner who's going to be contributing to the station as well. And again, the combination of the train and the trolley, we believe, will reduce congestion not only along Route 28, but actually in the village of Woodstock, and I'll get more to that in a bit. This is a layout I think you all are very familiar with. As you can tell, the station is right at the corner of 3 towns and 4 legislative districts. So it's right in an interesting area. Again, the trail starts at Basin Road. We would be ending the tracks just east of Basin Road. We carried 60,000 riders in 2024, and the key is that 85% of the riders were from outside Ulster County, over 50,000. We also have 4 full-time staff, 35 part-time, and 90 seasonal staff, mostly Kingston High School students. That's for our special events. Our payroll was over 570,000 in 2024, and our revenues were over $2 million. We used to be an all-volunteer organization, and in 2017, we switched to becoming a paid organization, and almost all of our staff are paid to one extent or another. The train station itself will provide a direct connection between the Ashokan Rail Trail and Kingston, and again, will bring thousands of visitors to this location. We will run a regular shuttle service, which we're going to call the Ashokan Express, by rail up to the station on a 2-hour turnaround at the height of the summer. We'll also provide a connecting trolley bus service from the station to local West Hurley businesses and the village of Woodstock. The westbound site access, as we were talking about earlier, is from Xena Basin Road. Eastbound would be directly into the site, but the westbound site access would be through the stoplight, but it would not be heavy trucks, it would just be cars, and we don't think it would be a huge amount of traffic. The rail shuttle service, which we call the Ashokan Express, would leave at 2-hour intervals at the height of the summer, and it will attract tourists, but also Ulster County residents. And we'll have a dedicated car reserved for passengers who wish to bring their bikes up to save them the steep uphill climb from Kingston to West Hurley. We plan to put a boarding platform at Washington Avenue as well as at the end of the line. Both the tourists and residents can detrain at the West Hurley Woodstock train station, travel on the Ashokan Rail Trail. If they don't bring their bikes, they can rent one at the station. So the trolley service is the newer addition that we felt was necessary to add to the service, and it would be patterned on the successful Catskill Trolley that runs from Palinville to Tannersville in the town of Hunter. Again, it would allow both tourists and residents the opportunity to explore local businesses. We would do something that would either be integrated into the train ticket or would be something that's relatively inexpensive for locals to use. And this is just a sample of the trolley. These are made in Maine. They're called the Molly Trolley company. You can look it up online. And they're really quite handsome. And they do have the option for handicap access if needed. But they're, we think of a very nice complement to the railroad train as we see it today. Now, this is focused on West Hurley. We felt that these stops were the appropriate places to stop in West Hurley: the Reservoir Inn, the Maverick Concert Hall, the Santa Fe Mexican Restaurant, Hotel Dillon, and the future West Hurley Commercial District. And again, the idea is that the 50,000 passengers that we bring up the hill, some will take the trail, but we want some of them to actually get off and use local businesses. The trolley service will continue on to Woodstock. We have a little route map here, and stop at similar establishments. And we believe it would reduce traffic and parking congestion in the village of Woodstock, just as it does between Palinville and Tannersville. It's very dangerous on 375 as a local road, and this would allow people to safely bring their bikes down to the Ashokan Rail Trail from Woodstock. And again, it would be time to meet the trains and on a regular 2-hour schedule. And again, it allows our tourists to actually start spending money in West Hurley and Woodstock, not just take the trail and go home. We can get a lot of visitor information, Ulster County tourist information, public bathrooms, which is very important, so that this can be listed on the attraction signs on the thruway, which is one of the requirements. Event space, covered area, electric source. This is infrastructure that the trail does not have at this point. Commercial retail space, food and drink, bike repair, rental, other convenience uses, ticket office for us, and the connecting trolley service to West Hurley and Woodstock. And again, it would be paid for by us and not by the county. Again, the inclusion of indoor bathrooms will allow it to be added to the New York State Thruway sign. Parking facilities would contain bike racks and charging stations. And again, it would jumpstart that intersection. And we were awarded a grant from New York State DOT to develop the site, which is conditioned on the Ulster and Delaware Committee approving the extension. It will also serve potentially as a North Pole and as a upcoming Hogwarts Express that we do plan to do in the next couple of years. Just a few pictures of the old stations. This is interesting. This is the Woodstock station that was built as a temporary station after this station was torn down, which is the original West Hurley station. And then the one on the right was the one that was built in about 1915 that says West Hurley, but supposedly underneath it said Woodstock. And it was built it was torn down in 1967. Sustainability, I think that, again, the trolley service would reduce traffic congestion, also the railroad service itself. And I do want to mention that we have converted our locomotives to 100% biodiesel, which has been extremely successful. Most modern engines can't take 100% biodiesel, but our ancient engines actually can. And it has reduced pollution significantly. And we did get a grant for $2.3 million to convert one of our locomotives into a modern clean diesel locomotive. That was about a year ago. I didn't want to go too much into Railway Trail. There's an extensive amount of research on our website if you want to follow it more. We do have a difference of opinion with the trail folks. They would say that Railway Trail is infeasible. We disagree. We do think that the best for both the town of Hurley and for the county is to have both. And again, the question really is whether the economic benefits of the Basin Road Station and its annual benefits going forever outweigh the costs of the one-time costs of building the railway trail. And that's really the issue that's in front of the U&D committee. We do believe that it is the best policy, and the proposals that we have made about railway trail have been endorsed by legislator Litz, a professional civil engineer who recently left the U&D committee. We also believe that there is funding that could be done through rail funding to do railway trail from Basin Road to Stony Hollow. We do advocate that the current resolution be modified to endorse railway trail and our station. And the final thing is that we are fully funded. We're ready to go. Funding for a trail project is uncertain at this time. Well, we have the funds available today to start work. We believe it'll take 1 year to renovate the tracks to get up to that point, and probably another year to develop the site to where we can start using it for the shuttle bus service. We'll have to buy the buses, but again, we invest our surplus cash into infrastructure. We bought $100,000 worth of equipment last year that we're using to renovate the tracks at a faster pace. We have $250,000 saved for the extension, and we will be able to make additional investments in conjunction with the property owner for the site.